Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses as we continue with part 3 of Manly P. Hall's series on the Francis Bacon William Shakespeare controversy. The following is taken from the All-Seeing Eye, Volume 3, Number 4, December 15, 1926. Francis Bacon's Scrapbook. Autonomy of Melancholy has many cryptic hints. By Manly P. Hall. Accompanying this video is a facsimile of the title page of the 6th edition of Burton's Autonomy of Melancholy. This work is only one of many volumes involved in the Baconian controversy. Experts in Baconian matters declare Burton's Autonomy to be in reality Francis Bacon's scrapbook, in which he gathers strange and rare bits of knowledge during his many years of his eventful life. Like all Baconian items, there are many peculiar points in connection with this volume. Remembering that 89 is a peculiarly significant number in connection with the Baconian cryptograms, we turn to page 89 and find it to be in order and without peculiarity. But upon turning to page 189, we see the inevitable indication of Baconian influence. Page 189 is entirely missing, and intentionally so, for the material keeps right on going as it should. The reading is connected, but one page has been dropped out of the book. Now, recognizing the fallibility of printers, Bacon also used the interesting method of causing intentional errors, such as inverting cuts or initial letters, using the wrong initials, leaving out part of a border, etc. Wherever this is done, it behooves the student to note carefully, for this is a certain indication that the page upon which the error appears conceals some meaning intended only for the initiated. The title page of Burton's Autonomy of Melancholy contains a cipher. The key to it is supposed to be revealed by the pointing finger of the maniac in the lower right-hand corner of the design. The planetary symbols, which appear in the clouds above the figures marked 4, 6, 5, and 7, are supposed to signify the planetary configurations which produce the form of mania depicted in the illustration. The seated man in the right central panel, with his head resting upon his hand, is believed by Baconians to represent Sir Francis Bacon. Bacon's life was a tragedy from beginning to end, prevented by the power of political influence from accompanying his rightful position in the realm, and in hourly fear that the secret of his birth would cause his death. There were many reasons why he should conceal the secrets of his own unhappy life in a book dedicated to the dissection of melancholy. A reading of the Shakespeare plays in the light of Bacon's despondent acceptation of the inevitable will reveal much. We write best about those things which we know best, and best of all, we know those things through which we ourselves have passed. Bacon was in a very excellent position to write the fate of the unhappy Hamlet, that melancholy prince of Denmark, whose career in many ways paralleled that of Bacon. Walter Conrad Arensberg, following in the footsteps of an illustrious line, in seeking to establish Bacon as the author of the Shakespeare plays with the aid of acrostic signatures, calls attention to a very interesting example of such method of concealing the identity of the author as it appears in the first folio of the Shakespeare plays. In the first act and the second scene of The Tempest, the following lines conceal the acrostic signature. Miranda, you have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped, and left me to a bottomless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet. The first letter of the second line is B. The first letter of the third line is A. And the first 3 letters of the fourth line are con. This gives the signature Bacon. While it is quite true that coincidences happen, and such might well be true in an isolated case like the one above, when it is repeated several hundred times throughout the text of a large volume, it becomes worthy of more than a passing consideration. While the simple acrostic is the most common form of cipher concealed in the Baconian and Shakespearean cryptograms, because of its very simplicity, it has gone the furthest to establish the Baconian argument. If you take the name Bacon and form its numerical equivalent by simply changing the letters for corresponding numbers, considering I and J as forms of the same letter, as 1 for A, 2 for B, 3 for C, the total will amount to 33, which is the numerical equivalent of the name Bacon. 33 is a singularly important Masonic number, and also plays an important part in all matters pertaining to the Shakespearean and Baconian cryptograms. In the first part of King Henry IV, Act 2, Scene 4, the first name of Bacon, i.e. Francis, appears 33 times for no reason except to fulfill the needs of the cipher. An example of this reiteration is as follows. Anon Francis? No Francis, but tomorrow Francis, or Francis on Thursday, or indeed Francis when thou willest, but Francis. In the same way, the date of publication of the first folio, 1623, if the numbers be changed back into letters, 1 equaling A, 6 equaling F, 2 B, and 3 C, the result is F back. By taking the last two letters from the end of the preceding line, the word London, we then have F Bacon. Similar secret methods of forming the name of Bacon are to be found all through the writings attributed to Shakespeare, Marlowe, and Johnson. Occasionally synonyms for bacon are used, such as hog, pig, beacon, and other words of similar nature. But if the student of the subject will watch the pages upon which the faulty paginations appear, he will find in almost every case either a direct Baconian signature or else a hint sufficiently broad to prove worthy of consideration. The use of the character of Hamlet to conceal much of the tragedy of Bacon's life is made quite evident by dividing the name into two parts. Thus, Ham-let, where we have in ham a synonym for bacon. Once this might be an accident, twice or three times a coincidence, but when similar occurrences appear literally hundreds of times, we reiterate that things look suspicious. In the next video, we will consider another valuable old document undoubtedly involved in the Shakespearean controversy, in which is found a key to the numerical cipher, which gives 33 as the Baconian number. The general subject will be cryptic title pages. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating a little towards the Rosies through PayPal and Patreon. It is much needed and much appreciated. Even just a small amount is greatly appreciated and needed. Thank you very much.